This man doesn't deserve a damn thing. You don't deserve a damn thing, and you people sure don't deserve a damn thing. You don't deserve to breathe in and breathe out. I don't deserve anything. And I created SmackDown, I created Raw, I created WrestleMania. It's almost like I created heaven and earth. But I don't deserve anything either. No one deserves anything.
Boom!
No. You see this?
All right. Wrestling fans, everybody watching me. That was just a small clip of what the ending segment to SmackDown Live was, where we saw the New Day and Vincent Kitty McMahon had, in which Vinnie Mac pretty much told the WWE Universe and the New Day exactly what he thinks of the New Day. The truth. No BS. Nothing. I mean, just think about it, okay? Just think about what Vince McMahon thinks of his stars over the years. He does not push the people of Kofi Kingston's size. Never really has over the years until the majority of his wrestlers have become Kofi Kingston's size. Tell him the truth. Oh my goodness. Talk about breaking kayfabe and just bringing real life into the storyline there. You couldn't have done any better job on SmackDown Live tonight. You all let me know what you're thinking about that in the comments below. If you watched SmackDown Live tonight and you watched that ending segment with the New Day and Vince McMahon, you let me know what you're thinking about that in the comments below. Now, the rest of it, we found out that the New Day's Kofi Kingston will be facing Eric Rowan, Samoa Joe, The Bar, and Randy Orton in a gauntlet match next week. Now, for those of you that don't want to hear this, you might want to fast forward this part, what I'm about to say, okay? Because this is standard WWE 101 storyline, how they're going to get Kofi Kingston over in this match, okay? Because he's going to WrestleMania 35 in that WWE Championship match, all right? And the way I'm really seeing it right now, okay, you have Randy Orton going against AJ Styles at WrestleMania. AJ Styles laid down the challenge tonight when AJ Styles and Randy Orton were having their promo back and forth. Who is the one who runs the place on SmackDown Live? Randy Orton or AJ Styles? Well, as usual in gauntlet matches, Randy Orton will probably be the last one to enter that gauntlet match to face Kofi Kingston. With that being the case, There comes AJ Styles to help save the day. And Kofi Kingston wins. And everybody will be on the Joy Juice praising Happy New Day. Woo! Kofi Kingston in the main event for SmackDown Live's WWE Championship matchup at WrestleMania. But you know, since we're talking about the New Day and Kofi Kingston and everything, and I'm really happy and I'm not like in a really irritable or bad mood right now, you know, I seem a lot joyful, a lot more joyful in this review so far, you know. Much more than I was last night on Monday Night Raw's review, because last night on Monday Night Raw's review, they got me zero interested in WrestleMania 35. Zero. We had ex-lovers affair between Batista and Triple H. We had just a bunch of garbage. You can go and check it out if you want to. I hope you do. It's live on the channel right now. But here on SmackDown Live, you know, Kofi Kingston, I have been advocating, begging for the New Day to throw away their pancakes. Get rid of their pancakes and them to just come out and get violent and vicious and get tired of all the garbage that Vince McMahon and everybody else have been shoving down their throat. Being held back by the McMahon family, by Vince, and come out and just want to be put in the main event. Show that they are tired of being held back. That's what they did tonight. Absolutely fantastic. I loved it. Much better than them throwing pancakes down the fans' throats out of a box. And then if you get the box, on sale, you know, you get a t-shirt that says a New Day on it. Whatever, you know, but still, I really enjoyed this other side of the New Day tonight. And I hope we see more of that side of the New Day. Not pancakos or, you know, whatever they want to call themselves. But not that. New Day, come out with more fire. Determination. I'd love to see that. But now that I'm off the New Day Joy Juice bandwagon because of how they treated Vinnie Mac tonight, which it was a long time coming. About time somebody did that. Let's move on to Rey Mysterio, R-Truth, Samoa Joe, and Andrade. Rey Mysterio beat Samoa Joe tonight. Well, Rey Mysterio and R-Truth did, but Rey Mysterio picked up the victory. Now, with this happening, one of two things I can see happening at WrestleMania, and I think a lot of fans would be able to see this too. We are on the road to Samoa Joe having numerous weeks of losses over the next couple of weeks. Or we are on the road to having a pretty decent build to Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe at WrestleMania. Because WWE Wrestling 101 will pretty much conclude that Rey Mysterio will get a number one contenders matchup. Will become the number one contender just by beating Samoa Joe one time. So, Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe at WrestleMania, not a huge multi-man matchup. Sounds pretty good to me. I don't know about you all wrestling fans, but it does me. Now, some of you might say, what about the build? How in the world are you going to build this up, make it intriguing? Really quite simple. You do what you do with every Rey Mysterio build, almost. You have Samoa Joe go out there and you choke everybody out in sight. Everybody. From top to bottom. Everybody in sight. Vicious, mad, destructive, just like he did tonight. He got pinned. He took out R-Truth. He took out Andrade. Next week, take out some more superstars. Cut a promo up on the Titantron. Rey Mysterio could be in the ring. Have Samoa Joe come down and choke out Rey Mysterio. Sounds like a pretty good build to me throughout the next couple of weeks until we get to WrestleMania 35. I would much rather see Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe than a huge multi-man matchup. We're already going to get a lot of multi-man matchups at WrestleMania. Speaking of multi-man matchups, I do believe we're going to get the one of them, and they're kind of setting up for it since how they gave us an 8-man tag team matchup tonight. Aleister Black and Ricochet teamed up with the Hardy Boys to take on The Bar, Rusev, and Shinsuke Nakamura. You know, wrestling fans, I'm just going to come out and say this right now. It is a shame, it is sad that Rusev Day, or Rusev, or whatever gimmick you want to put with Rusev, has lost 17 pay-per-views in a row. Over 2 years WWE put out there tonight. You know how pathetic that is? I don't know about you wrestling fans, but I noticed that. I don't know if you heard Tom Phillips say that tonight, but that is pathetic. A gimmick like Rusev and everything he has done, every transformation he did, whether it was the Bulgarian Brute, the Russian, all of that. Rusev Day, back to what he is now, all of it. Rusev is getting treated like crap. Period, bar none. And it's a shame because he is a great talent in the WWE. For that matter, you could put Shinsuke Nakamura in that same category because Nakamura is getting treated just as bad as Rusev is. Ignorance on the hands of WWE. And you know, wrestling fans, they had the New Day come out and interfere in that matchup, which, you know, I'm okay with, you know, because it caused some friction and that, and it caused a scene like the New Day is all irritable and mad because of what Vince McMahon has been doing over the last few weeks. But it wouldn't surprise me one bit that they changed the script right at the last second because people on social media were commenting about how bad Rusev had been booked. Me included. Just saying. That wouldn't have surprised me a bit. You all let me know what you're thinking about that in the comments below. Now, whether or not the multi-man matchup, you know, happens on Monday Night Raw's side or it happens on SmackDown's side remains to be seen. But I have a feeling we're going to see a multi-man matchup on either one, or they're going to combine the titles in some form or fashion and just have one tag team championship for the men, because we already have it for the women in the WWE. And why should we have two tag team championships for the men and only one for the women? Doesn't make much sense to me. But we'll have to wait and see what they do come WrestleMania. Now, Shane McMahon as a heel. I really don't know what to say about this a whole lot. To be perfectly honest, except the fact that I have a really hard time, disliking Shane McMahon. You know, because I like Shane. The Miz is the one that should be the heel in this rivalry. I don't care what anybody thinks in this storyline. I don't care. It would have been perfect this past Sunday if Shane would have been the one to get pinned. The Miz gave Shane a skull-crushing finale. His dad came out into the ring with The Miz, and they held each other's hands held high. And then walked backstage. That would have been awesome. And they could have built it from there. Instead, we get Shane McMahon as a heel, and I have a hard time really caring about it. I had a hard time caring about the rivalry to begin with. To be quite frank with you, I'm being honest. To be blunt, I had a hard time caring about this rivalry to begin with. And now it's just extra pressure, extra duty to care. It just is. That's just me. All right, wrestling fans, let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Do you care about this rivalry? Do you want Shane McMahon to be a heel in this? Do you want Miz to be a heel in this? Do you really care about it at all? You need to let me know in the comments below about it, because I know I'm having a very, very hard time with it. Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan versus Mustafa Ali and Kevin Owens. Mustafa Ali takes the pinfall again. Now, you know, you can't. A lot of people are probably going to be upset with this because Mustafa Ali comes back and he's once again loss. Daniel Bryan can't just come out and lose every single week, except pay-per-views. He can't, and that is what he was on the. He was on that. He was on that hand of. He was doing that every week for quite some time. You can't do that. Now, I think Mustafa Ali will still go into the main event of WrestleMania. I do not think it's going to be a one-on-one at WrestleMania between Kofi and Daniel Bryan. I don't. Mustafa Ali probably will. Kevin Owens very well might get put in there as well. Have a fatal four-way. Could very well see that happening as well. But as of now, next week it will be 1-on-1 Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan announced WrestleMania. Mark my word on that. Okay. Sonya Deville take on Asuka. Who cares? Asuka victorious and more teasing of Mandy Rose breaking away from Sonya Deville. Because quite frankly, Mandy Rose is going to go off by herself and become the SmackDown Women's Champion in the future. Probably my prediction before this year's over. That's just my prediction. Before this year's over, Mandy Rose will be SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Now, what about the Iconics? The Iconics cut a promo about the Boston Hug connection. Now, the only brand that Bayley and Sasha Banks have not been on is SmackDown. At WrestleMania, it's rumored, and I could very well see this happening, have a multi-tag team matchup. Sasha and Bayley taking on a team from Raw, taking on a team from SmackDown, taking on a team from NXT. If that's the case, the Iconics pretty much made claim that they are coming after the tag team championships. I kind of hope it's not Nia Jax and Tamina, even though it looks like they're going down that road. I would much rather see some type of tag team from the Riot Squad. Give them an opportunity. And I'm not sure from NXT who it would be. But as far as the main roster, it looks like that's the direction that they're going with. But that was pretty much SmackDown Live. You all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. A decent build. That's the direction that they're going in. And we'll have to wait and see what happens next week. Go and check out anything you missed. And until I see you again, catch you on the other side.